Times are hard in Ghana, extremely hard. We have a cost of living crisis. Prices have doubled, some have tripled. You know, and the price of petrol is also gone through the roof.
Demonstrators say they want only one thing.
And it's important that as part of the democratic demands that the president understands his role and leaves office.
President Nana Akufo-Addo still has 2 more years before the end of his second term, the maximum allowed in Ghana. Ironically, the criticism some people are making against his government are those that he campaigned on before he got elected 6 years ago.
Hey, listen up. Are you an African American who wants to move to Africa and maybe you are thinking of moving to Ghana? Well, I'm about to tell you something, or rather I'm about to show you something that will either change your mind, something that will make you think about moving to Ghana, and you might not want to move to Ghana after this. You know, the economy of Ghana is now facing a lot of challenges. Ghana's said is now hitting rock bottom. You know, Ghana might be the place or might not be the place for you. Because I'm saying this because many investors are now fearful of investing in Ghana because of the depreciation and the inflation of the Ghanaian economy.
Ghanaian economy at the moment, you know, it's doing, I mean, let's just be honest, it's doing terribly.
Not terribly.
Well, your inflation in your country, inflation in Ghana.
I don't know the economy in the world that's doing well. Tell me
where
you are here.
Inflation in Ghana.
The highest inflation.
Well, 15.7%. The Ghanaian cedi has fallen 20% on the dollar. The worst after Russia, which has a lot of sanctions against it.
It's began to firm up. It has begun to firm up. We're seeing the cedi systematically appreciating against the dollar.
People still can't employ, you know, I was just reading today, you know, people in the hospitality industry that you're pushing so hard, you know, having to lay their staff off. We've got taxi driver unions threatening strikes because of spiraling fuel costs. I mean, it doesn't look like a place that I want to go and put my money.
Where will you put your money in the world today? Where will you put your money? In Britain?
So there's this journalist from the BBC, and he called out the president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, for an interview. And also, this is a very interesting interview where it's tough. It's a tough interview. It's like a hard talk. The hard talk kind of interviews that are done by Al Jazeera. So in this specific video, the journalist is asking Nana Akufo-Addo a very, very intriguing and a question that leaves a lot of marks, you know. The journalist was open and straightforward. I have never seen one like this, but he was open and straightforward. He asked Nana Akufo-Addo why his country is doing bad against the US dollar. Why is the economy so bad?
Which is suffering the worst standard of living statistics for over 30 years? Is it? Oh, I think let's situate ourselves correctly. The world is going through very difficult times. Ghana is no exception. Nigeria is no exception. There's no country in the world that is escaping the ravages of both COVID-19 and also the impact of the Ukraine. But what you need to look at are where are the elements being put on the ground that look beyond the COVID and beyond the Russian-Ukraine war. And I think you'll find that in Ghana, the recovery program that we have is one that is considered very credible, and it is what is going to give us the opportunity to come out of this period a stronger economy. And it is that future that we're looking at when we're attracting people.
Let's talk about one of the structures that you say you've put in place. The e-levy, a lot of people are calling it a stealth tax on people who already are impoverished. It's a 1.5% tax on people who do business on their mobile phones. So they use their mobile phones to send money or to...
The digital economy, the mobile economy.
Yes, but you're taxing people on money that has already been taxed.
is the biggest economy is emerging as the biggest economy in the country, and for a long period has not had any taxation at all. So it is important now that they also come into the net. Our country has one of the lowest tax to GDP ratios of any country in West Africa and of an equivalent economy. The ECOWAS area, the general average today, tax to GDP average is about 18%. Ghana, we're at 13%. So it's as if you're talking about a country which is already overtaxed, if anything at all, is undertaxed.
Okay, let me take you up on that point. You know, on your low tax ratio to GDP. I'm just going to quote, read this quote to you. It's from John Kwache, who I'm sure you might know is the director of research at the Accra-based Institute for Economic Affairs. He says there are several loopholes in our tax system that if they are plugged, we'll be able to raise our tax to GDP ratio to something like 20% from the 12% that you're talking about. Are you speaking to experts like him?
First of all, there's a recognition
that he says that there's no need for the E-levy.
Well, that's his point of view.
He's an expert.
But he's an expert. There are experts in government as well, and we think it's necessary, and that's the reason why we...
You think it's necessary to tax people who are already impoverished?
They're not already impoverished. We're talking about people. We're talking about taxing an industry and transactions where a lot of value is being created, and we want to also bring that value into government coffers. I think that is something that is very, there's nothing so, and the levy, it's not Ghana, it's the only country that has something like a mobile, a digital tax. Many countries, they will not like it.
Because they're already taxing people who do business online, and then you are taxing as well.
People never like taxes. I don't know any group of people, especially businesses, when taxes are brought to them that like it.
When you hear all these stories, Mr. President, I mean, Ghana was one of the rising stars of, you know, the economic recovery of Africa, so to speak. You know, but when you hear about all these issues with the economy now, what exactly went wrong?
Nothing has gone wrong. We're part of those who have been very badly affected by what has gone on in the last 2 years. Until 2020, since I came into office, 2017, 2018, 2019, the beginning of 2020, we were growing our economy at about 7%, the GDP growth rate. One of the fastest growing economies in the world was the Ghanaian economy, even in the crunch year of 2020, when the economies of the world dived. Ghana, we still managed a positive rate of growth because the fundamentals of our economy are strong. But it has been a difficult task for all the economies of the world. I think it is important that when you're making the kind of provocative statements that you're making, that you situate yourself. You speak as if you're living in the same time as you and I, where the world economy as a whole has gone through very difficult times. And there are several things that we're doing, which is in the line of being able to pick up our economy.
Remember, this same president, Nana Akufo-Addo, his people want him out of power. Like, they're so much tired of him. They're tired of his imperialistic forms.
President Nana Akufo-Addo is under pressure. This is a second protest against his government in as many weeks. The triggers are out of control inflation and a depreciating currency. Martin Pegbu campaigned for the president in 2016. Today, he's an organizer of protest against the government.
So he is asked a very intriguing questions about the situation of Africans in his country, about the rising inflation in his country. So inflation is whereby a thing that is supposed to be bought for a less amount of money, a lot of money is paid for to get that. This happens when a country is hardly struck by the US dollar. It's like the US dollar determines the strength of every African currency, something that many Africans, African presidents are trying to go against. President Ruto is always saying we should trade with African currencies. We should do this and that. Personally, I think that African leaders should work towards togetherness of bringing Africans together, of working towards building a strong currency, not only against the US dollar, but a strong currency that can really accommodate Africans and our own trade. You know, we don't need to go and seek other countries' currency to come and trade. If I want to trade with Tanzania, why should I use the US dollar? A US dollar, somebody who is very far. I know financial institutions are made to follow this pattern, but these are just imperialistic ideologies that are still affecting Africans. Nana Akufo-Addo has proven many times that we cannot really trust him. We cannot really trust the president. The president has seen Ghana's economy really fall. There was a time when Ghana's cedi was top 3 strongest African currencies. Tunisia, we had the one in Tunisia, I think we had the one in Libya, and Ghana was the 3rd strongest against the US dollar, you know. So it was like 1 US dollar was like 10 Ghana cedis. That's really strong. Because right now the Kenyan shillings is at 164, 1 US dollar is like 164, and Ghana's cedi was 10. Right now it has really gone up, but I think it's because of the poor governance that Ghana might be having, you know. Ghana's president has really proven many times that indeed we can never ever trust him. First, another video he reports other African countries. Right now he's making the economy really go down. There's a lot we can learn from whatever is happening, but it's high time Africans and African leaders should be fit for the positions. You know, Africans, you can be bribed, money can be given to you to vote for someone. You see, the money that is given to you, you can only spend it in 1 day, tops 1 week. After 1 week, this person, you will be suffering. In Kenya here, you'll be suffering for 5 years. So 5 years is not as much as compared to what they are giving you right now. Let's choose the right African leaders that will see the transformation of Africa. They will see that Africa is growing towards prosperity, but not towards poverty. That is what I think the Ghanaian government should do. And also Africans in Ghana, I'm really sorry for whatever that's happening over there. Know that we got you. Somebody might ask, you are not in the position to speak about Ghana's politics. Yes, I might not be, but I am in the position to speak about Africans. So I'm speaking about Africans. So that's all for today. So kindly subscribe to the channel and remember to give your thoughts on the comment section. Give your thoughts on the comment section where we will have a community talk. Keep your thoughts positive. Remember to stay Pan-African. And before you become a Pan-African, be a nationalist. Love your country first before you can love other countries. So thank you and see you in the next video.